That case is related to my profession as a journalist, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. There was a conviction, that's correct. It is because of my line of work as a journalist. It's a libel, 4 counts of libel. Same individual, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Secretary, a follow-up to the question of my colleague, Congressman Malapitan. It's about your being an enlisted personnel of the United States Army for several years, and you have been in active military service stationed in Europe from 1992 to 1996. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to be an enlisted personnel in the U.S. Army, either you are a citizen by birth, meaning to say you are a U.S. citizen, or you have acquired U.S. citizenship by naturalization, or that you are a lawful permanent resident. Under what circumstances did you, what is the status of your citizenship when you were enlisted member of the U.S. Army and when you serve as an active military service station in Europe, sir?
Mr. Chair, with all due respect, Congressman Marcoleta, I think the good secretary has asked for the executive session with regard to your question.
Okay, welcome to Rain TV. Eto ha. Eto ay para sa akin lang ha. Kung hindi nyo siya gustong iboto or iboto nyo siya, pero para sa akin, hindi ko iboboto si Erwin Tulfo. Ito yung reason. So, kung iboboto siya, iboto nyo siya ha. Kasi bawat isa naman sa atin may karapatan namang bumoto. Nasa demokrasya naman tayo. Ang pagboto naman ay personal yan na desisyon, di ba? At karapatan naman ng bawat mamamayan. So, mahalaga rin na respetuhin ang mga pinipili nating kandidato no, ng bawat isa sa atin. Kahit may mga magkaiba tayo ng ating opinion. Pero ito ay para sa ako alang ha. Ito ay para sa akin na kung bakit hindi ko siya iboboto. Dahil alam naman natin na convicted siya sa libel. 4 counts ng libel yon. So, ang pagkakaroon ng conviction, lalo na sa libel, no, napapakita lang naman ito na walang kakayahang maging responsable sa bawat salita at sa gawa niya. So, meaning, syempre pag convicted ka, di ba? Alam mo, yung taong nagsasalita ay hindi ka panipaniwala. Kasi nga, yung yung credibility niya bilang isang convicted. May conviction na yun sa Supreme Court. So, paano natin siyang pagkakatiwalaan? Wala siyang credibility, di ba? Kung ikaw mismo, alam mo na convicted ka, at hindi mo sinusunod yung batas. At lalong-lalo na kung ikaw ay isang American citizen. Alam natin, di ba, na si Erwin Tulfo ay isang American citizen. Eto, pangalawa kung bakit hindi. Kasi nga, ang paglabag sa saligang batas, no, ang pagiging American citizen ni Erwin Tulfo, no, labag yun sa alituntunin ng pagiging opisyal sa Pilipinas. Kung magbabase lang tayo no, sa konstitusyon, ang opisyal talaga ng gobyerno ay dapat Filipino citizen lang dapat, no? Yung isang leader na mataas yung moralidad at respeto sa batas. Ganun. Pangatlo, eto ha, mas mapanganib na maling pamumuno kung mananalo siya, di ba? Kung ang isang tao naman na napatunayang lumabag sa batas o hindi tapat, no, o hindi tapat sa kanyang mga tungkulin, malaki ang posibilidad, di ba, na hindi siya magiging mabuting leader. Alam natin yon. Pero ang iba nagbubulag-bulagan at nagbibingihan lang. 'Di ba? Porket sikat, iboboto natin, 'di ba? 'Yun naman talaga yung yun naman talaga yung ugali ng Pilipino, 'di ba? Pero karapatan niyo 'yun, karapatan yung pumili ng iboboto ninyo.
My other question, Mr. Secretary, also appears in the report of the Commission. This is the PIR, the Profile Investigation Report, because it is indicated here that you were also convicted 4 times in the RTC in Pasay City. Is this still covered by the executive?
Sir, President on the citizenship.
Okay.
Can I answer that, Your Honor, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please, Mr. Secretary.
So, ito naman sa mga nagpo-file naman ng COC nila, no? So, yung mga nag-declare na tatakbo bilang senador. So, ito naman yung iboboto ko, si Doc Willie Ong, at saka si Kong Marcoleta. Yan, iboboto ko yan sila. Si Bongo, iboboto ko yan sila. Tapos, kung hindi nyo siya gusto ko siya. Si Philip Salvador, iboboto ko siya talaga. But anyways, eto, pakinggan muna natin si Kong Marcoleta at saka si Erwin Tulfo. Let's watch this. Panoorin muna natin to kung bakit hindi ko talaga iboboto si Erwin Tulfo. Ito yung mga reason kung bakit. Let's watch this.
That case is related to my profession as a journalist, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. There was a conviction, that's correct, but it is because of my line of work as a journalist. It's a libel, 4 counts of libel. Same individual, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
What does that exactly mean, Mr. Secretary? If you were convicted 4 times in a case involving a single individual,
It's not for convictions, actually. It's the count, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, 4 counts of libel that I was convicted by the same individual. I was a columnist and I write a story about the person, about the government official, actually. And I have my sources and I was compelled by the court to divulge my sources, but I did not. So it went all the way up to the Court of Appeals and to the Supreme Court, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Yes, that is exactly the point, Mr. Chair. There are 4 counts of libel and you were convicted by the Pasay Court, and on appeal, the Court of Appeals affirmed the conviction all the way up to the Supreme Court. And so, by record, and as it appears in the file report, Mr. Secretary, it stands as a fact that you were convicted for counts of libel. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I admit that there was a case, but it was, like I said, in line with my work as a journalist, and it's the hazards of the trade, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Well, of course, you were precisely convicted because of your work. You are a journalist, but that does not change the situation. You can be convicted either way in any other vocation, but the fact stands that there is a conviction. The problem we're trying to press out here, Mr. Chair, is whether or not his conviction will be an issue in the process of confirmation, because as the Supreme Court enunciated in several cases, Mr. Chair, libel is an offense that involves moral turpitude. And in some other cases disposed by the Supreme Court, there were certain people who were disqualified from holding positions because they have been convicted of crimes involving moral turpitude. This is the dilemma, Mr. Secretary. Of course, I am in support of your confirmation as Secretary of DSWD, and I believe you have just succeeded in proving to our people that you are qualified. But this is a problem that we need to trace out, Mr. Chair. How do we dispose this dilemma before us? Because it is in the report. I could not have asked you this question, Mr. Secretary, if it did not appear in the report submitted to us by the Commission on Appointments. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Chair, considering that there was a request and the line of questioning will be tackled within the executive session, since we are a collegial body, we have to tackle this as a group. So may I suggest and reiterate, Mr. Chair, that we proceed for an executive session. So move, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there's a motion duly seconded. Honorable Escudero.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do take note of the comments of Congressman Marcoleta. However, I would like to state for the record as well that there are many pending bills, both in the House and in the Senate, to decriminalize libel. In fact, the visit by our own DOJ Secretary to the United Nations, that was in fact even suggested by the Canadian representative. And I myself am an author of a bill seeking to decriminalize libel. So if this would be taken against the nominee, and later on that bill is approved by Congress, I think it would be prejudicial, to say the least, and unfair if he would be taking that against him. Just for the consideration of the committee, Mr. Chairman, when we go into caucus later.